Hey, everybody. Welcome to the coronavirus league manager's note, I suppose. We just wanted to give a quick note today. Now that the NBA has posted what they plan to do, we're coming to you with what we plan to do. I'm joined by Joel Gibson over here. He is also a finalist, and this directly affects him. So,
goddamn fucking right it does. And I'm a league owner. Fuckface.
collusion, Joel Gibson. Do you want to address these accusations of collusion?
There is no fucking collusion here. I was telling Brandon earlier, I'm a league owner here. If Brandon can be Donald Sterling, I'm Adam Silver in this thing. We're co-owning this thing. Running it together. Brandon is most of the brains and figuring it all out. But I'm giving the thumbs up.
I'm giving the thumbs up. I'm giving my opinion on the serious issues.
Not just a team owner, a league owner, motherfuckers. I've been here since the beginning. I found most of you.
I found most of you. So, as you know, 8 teams have been eliminated from the NBA. Those are the Cavs, the Timberwolves, the Hawks, the Pistons, the Knicks, the Bulls, the Hornets, and the Warriors. So what we're going to do is basically, my idea is to have a 4-way championship. What we're going to do is we're going to reset all the scores up to this point for the 4 remaining teams. That's myself at the 1, Joel 2, CJ is at 3, although I believe he's technically the 4th seed, and then Cody is number 4, being technically the 6th seed. Let's see. The actual scoring period is going to be the entire 8-game schedule prior to the playoffs and the entire way through the NBA Finals. So naturally, as your team and your players do better and advance further, that's more beneficial for the 4 remaining teams. Now, for teams 5 through 12, what we've decided to do is we've just completely canceled those playoffs. Any team that is 5 through 12, they will be given the draft balls or the pieces of paper in the order that they finish the regular season. So Kyle receives 12 pieces, Neiman 11, Eric 10, Adam 9, Matt 8, Matt 8, Simmons 7, Doug 6, and Steven 5. Those are absolute. The teams are done. There's no additional ad drops for these teams for the remainder of the scoring period. Afterwards, stick a fucking fork in them. Good season to all of you. We look to have you back next year in what might be a little bit more of a regular season. We'll see how it goes. But a last note to those teams. Keeper locks are going to be during the NBA Finals. I'll keep everybody updated with that, but with the quick turnaround as early as Christmas, we don't want to wait too long before locking in those keepers. So I'm going to want to do that during the NBA Finals. Other than that, I'll be posting the scoreboard and everything like that for this championship in the Messenger if you want to keep track. Outside of that, if any of you have any questions or concerns, reach out. I'll let you know. Now, getting into the Final Four itself, I'm going to explain a little bit of how this is going to go, at least leading up to the start of games. All 4 teams have players that are actually eliminated based on those 8 teams that were eliminated. Now, all 4 of the owners have every right to hold on to a player, even if they've been eliminated, or they can drop a player. They can keep that player on the IR. Whatever's going to be necessary, you can make that decision, but you still are only allotted that 1 IR spot and those 13 roster spots. So nothing is going to change when it comes to that. As far as the rosters go themselves, going off seed order, Modest loses Graham, Herter, and Wood. He has 27 free agent dollars, so he has 3 spaces that he has to make the decision. Drop. or add. CJ will lose theoretically Drummond and OPJ. He has $1 free agent money. Now, this is a situation where I assume CJ will not want to drop Drummond. He will have to play man down if Drummond can't be moved to the IR. So that's just something that I'm not sure how ESPN is going to determine whether they're out or day-to-day or can be thrown on your IR. We might have to address that as it comes up. But Joel is losing Shaq Harris, Wendell Carter Jr., John Collins, Dedmon, and Love. Joel's in a big hole here, losing some pretty good pieces as well. He has $14. Anything to say from you, Joel Gibson?
We're going to be just fine. Like I said, Ayton is carrying us to the finals. It's going to be just
excellent. I'm glad to hear that in your mellow hood. Is that what you've got going on down there? Is that what you're after?
No, it's just kind of hot up here, so my hair's real frizzy. So, we're just keeping things under wraps right now.
I see. And then
Much like my plans.
and then Cody has 19 free agent dollars. Luckily for him, Cat's on his IR, so even though he's eliminated, Cat can stay on the IR. Cody really gets lucky with that. He also loses James Johnson and Terry Rozier. Not a lot of big holes, and I think that, if some of his teams make deeper runs, he's definitely a contender. I'm not counting him out.
We will just have to wait and see.
We will. So how this will work is however many empty spots you have, you do not have to make a determination as to whether you're going to add or drop a player until it's your turn in the draft. So, for example, I would like to start these picks next Sunday with the first pick. It's going to be an order of seed. That'll be Modest, Joel, CJ, Cody, and then reverse snake, Cody, CJ, pending Drummond, Joel, Modest, and then it's Modest and Joel however many times he decides to drop. So as these go through, you have 1 day to make your selection from any of the free agents. As I said, all adds and drops from those other teams no longer apply. So you should be able to see the pool of players right now who will be available for you. Modest will select first on Sunday, and then it'll move on to the second pick. And we'll do that for as many times as there's picks. I anticipate Joel will be doing most of the picking during this draft anyway. And he seems to understand what's going on. Now, getting into scoring itself, I'm going to keep the scoring manually. I'm going to keep it in Excel. I'm going to continuously have each team. I'm going to have like a tab. You know how I do the salary and things like that. I'm going to have a tab for each team, and it's going to be by player, and it's just going to be updated every single time that player has a game. I encourage all 4 of you finalists to keep track of your own score, just to keep me honest more than anything. I'm going to post this document every day, so even other people can check if they feel like it. It is going to be a little challenging. I mean, it could be up to 40 players a day, which is fine. I have no problem doing it. I just want to make sure that it goes swimmingly. I'm going to be using NBA.com, not ESPN, because I don't even know if they're going to keep ESPN totally dropped the ball for me in this situation. I don't know how this could satisfy a ton of fantasy basketball players. I'd be so frustrated. So I'm hoping that this solution is at least acceptable to everybody. Now the ad drops.
Good solution for the times.
Yeah. We'll see. So the ad drops is going to be the most difficult part of this because ESPN is not going to keep them for us because the season is effectively over. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to have a time range during the day sometime, and CJ and Cody and Joel and myself will discuss to try to have a set time frame where we do bids on ad drops. Now, CJ only having the 1 ad drop, it's not going to be as a big deal for him, but Joel and Cody and myself, we need to find maybe even a 3-hour time frame that we can post in the messenger what player we want, and what we would be willing to bid for that player. It'll be a first come, first serve based on the time. So, like, let's say we set a 7 to 10. If I get my $1 bid in at 7 and Joel gets his $1 bid in at 7:01, it's my $1 bid. Okay, and we can use timestamps on the messenger to count that. You will have that entire time frame to outbid if anybody wants to bid $2. Of the three of us, CJ can't even outbid anybody, so he'll just be throwing up one every now and again. But I want to find that, and I think maybe 7 to 10 or even 8 to 11 is an interesting thought. Now, Cody, if you have a difference of opinion, or CJ, feel free to reach out to me. We want to do something at night, so when I wake up in the morning, I can just make all the ads to the rosters and get everything out for the day, including the scoreboard and everything like that. Anything that I missed? I think I'm calling this the solution. So LeBron has his decision. You know, this is the solution, okay? And I'm really excited about it. I think this is going to be interesting. It's also really exciting that you can root for teams a little bit more. Like, I am 100% on the Heat bandwagon. Bucks all the way. Like, let's do it this year. I'm pretty pumped. Oh, and I have Ben Simmons back, just so everybody knows. He'll be playing.
Until he gets injured again.
No, don't speak like that.
You think he figured out how to shoot a free throw or a three-pointer?
Maybe. I heard he had a hoop or two that he was out there just shooting around, man.
I doubt it.
If anybody has any questions, let me know. I did reach out to all 4 of the finalists prior to making this video, and all 4 are in agreement moving forward on this. So I'm not even going to open it to a league vote. I'm just doing it. This is what's going to happen. I think that it's a very fair compromise when you have all 4 of the people with skin in the game actually decide on what's going to be fair and what's going to happen. So that was my decision with that. Outside of that, like I said, I'm just excited. We're going to have the NBA back in a few weeks, and we get to name a champion this year, and that's all that matters to me. The buzzsaw is still alive. He is still out here cutting. We are ready. I'm just excited. I thought it was going to get taken away from me.
It still just might.
I guess you're right. We're going to have to wait and see, aren't we?
We sure will, but I'm excited about it.
Excellent. Anything else, Joel Gibson?
CJ, Cody, Brandon, I want you guys all to know from the bottom of my heart that you're fucked. That's all.
Okay. You let me know when you figure out what you're doing with John Collins and Kevin Love. You let me know what's happening with those spots, and then we can talk about it. Because right now,
one of 2 of those spots.
Right now, I am just looking at my roster, and I see playoffs everywhere. Deep runs. All my players are going to be playing deep. We're just going to keep pounding you. And if that's not enough, I've got 27 free agent dollars that I've just been waiting to drop on some people, and here it comes.
Spend on the wrong players. I can't wait.
All right, well, we'll talk to everybody later. Questions, let me know.
All right. Hey, guys, good luck.
Good luck. Good luck. We'll see you next time.